Do you ever worry that your child won't grow up to be happy or resilient enough to handle the inevitable ups and downs they'll experience in their life? Well, if that's how you feel, you're going to want to watch this video because I'm going to teach you 4 viewpoints that are imperative for all parents to teach their child. That's going to ensure that your child will grow up with a healthy, happy, and resilient mindset to take through life. And then at the end of this video, I will explain more about our full 28-day Make My Child Listen challenge, which is a program that will not only teach you exactly how to set your child up for happiness, confidence, and a high self-worth, but will also teach you what to say and what to do to help you and your child through any behavioral challenges you'll encounter throughout all of the years of being a parent. But for now, here are my 4 viewpoints that create a healthy mindset in children.
Today we're going to be talking about the 4 viewpoints that we want to be teaching our children to help them have a positive mindset for life. Now remember, I said yesterday that this isn't going to be one thing that you do. This is going to be something that you need to saturate your child with that sort of information, with evidence. The mind needs evidence, because remember, they're learning through observation, self-experience, being convinced by others. So what you say, what you do, how you act, the examples that you give them, what you bring to their attention is really going to help you. So the 4 mindsets, the 4 viewpoints that we want to focus on, and I'm going to break them down over the next 4 days too, but I'm going to tell you them all in a nutshell so we can start to work on them. The first one is helping them to understand the reality. This is all about reality. Remember, all stress is a conflict between belief and reality. So we have a picture of how we think life is supposed to go, and then we have reality, and then we have the conflict in between, the story that we tell ourselves about the conflict between what we wanted and the reality. So we need to teach our children how to be in alignment with reality. So the first viewpoint is helping them to understand the reality that life is full of ups and downs. There is no straight line. Sometimes we get the straight line to what we're wanting, but often we're getting these highs and lows. So we're not always going to get things right. For those kids that are the perfectionists and are really hard on themselves, we want to show them examples of how, things go up and down, that, and you want to give them examples of how you've tried something. And look, we're going to break all that down over the next 4 days, but basically giving them evidence of these highs and lows to help them see that unwanted things in life is normal. But it's amongst the highs as well. That when something doesn't go to plan, we get fixated on the unwanted, and that's when we catastrophize it and make it mean something about our whole life. But we want to help them realize that there's actually 2 things going on here, and when there's something unwanted going on, it's only part of my life. So that's the first one, is the highs and lows, and we're going to expand on how you can teach them that mindset and reinforce that, resilience when life doesn't go to plan. The second thing is the power of gratitude, the power of being able to look for the hidden good in the bad, the power to be able to see the learning that's come from those unwanted experiences, because that's going to help them to, yes, they might be disappointed, they might be frustrated that life didn't go to plan, but it's not going to bog them down. It's not about trying to get rid of their emotions altogether. It's about shortening the longevity of the emotions that we feel, so that we're not making them mean something about ourselves. Remember, stress is when we perceive something about life, about ourselves, like how we perceive life and how we perceive it to mean about ourselves. So we want to change that mindset so that we're able to see that, hey, this unwanted event taught me something. It gave me something. So it's the flip side to that missing out lens we see so much in our kids. I don't have this. They have more than that. I'm always missing out on this, that, and the other. It's not enough kind of thinking. We want to flip that over, and we want to give them evidence of how it's okay to experience something unwanted, and we can find the value in that. We can still be disappointed, but we don't get bogged down by it, because we can look at what it gave us, that situation, and what we can be grateful for. The third one is teaching them about priority beliefs, how they're making decisions and how the decisions lead to cause and effect, so that they're actually taking personal responsibility for the way that they're feeling and the way that the decisions that they've made and the actions that they take, and also understanding other people's thoughts and feelings. So that's the third one. The fourth one, and the most important one, is all about self-worth. It's all about how they are perceiving themselves in this crazy world that we live in their family, remembering we're all wanting love, affection, approval, to feel good enough. And so, how is your child currently perceiving themselves in the grander scheme of things? We need to do some work on our child's self-worth and their confidence. So we're going to be talking about the difference between self-worth and self-esteem, and even self-confidence, so that we can start to give our children the evidence that they need to be able to be resilient and be happy with themselves and be able to work through those inevitable challenges that they're going to face. Whew, I made it to 4.5 minutes, so I'm slowly getting down there to that 3-minute mark. So thank you for listening. Make sure you tell me your comments below. Which upgrade do you think, like which viewpoint do you think your child needs the most? I'd love to hear your thoughts. So, give me your comments below so that we can keep that conversation rolling and expand on what you're learning even more.
Thank you for letting me share with you those 4 viewpoints. You know what I love most about teaching this stuff? When there's been enough repetition for the child to start speaking these viewpoints by default. When they start seeing the hidden good in the bad themselves, when they don't personalize the unwanted situations they face, when they start to think about why they made wrong choices and take responsibility for their actions, and when instead of getting stuck emotionally when things don't go to plan, they know how to handle their emotions and start to get solution focused. I'm telling you, when I hear stories from parents of what their children are now saying, I get tears in my eyes, because I know that these kids are not going to go down the road of mental health challenges, because they know how to handle life when it doesn't go to plan, and how to accept the unwanted as just a part of life, part of their unique story in life. And nothing fills my soul more than to hear that children have gained that skill. So if you want this for your kids, and you want to also know how you can communicate with your child effectively, please go to helpmychildlisten.com and take a look at my 28-day Make My Child Listen program. And I'll show you exactly how you can set your child up for a mentally healthy life and set your relationship up for a lifetime of close, open communication, love, and mutual respect. So if you want all of those things, head on over to helpmychildlisten.com and I'll tell you all about it. See you there.